Hello and welcome to LingualNet's Super Learner Fluency course. You probably already speak English. Maybe you speak English pretty well, and you just want a way to become more fluent, more confident when you speak English. If so, this is the perfect course for you. I'm Dr. Michael Rost. I'm a language teacher and a language researcher, and I will be your coach and your guide for this module. In each module, there are 7 modules in the course, and in each module we focus on one topic. In this module, we're going to focus on hometown, that is your background, where you come from, your culture. And we're going to explore 5 questions in particular. Number 1 is, where is your hometown? Can you describe where you come from? Number 2 is, do you miss your hometown? Do you like thinking about your hometown? What do you miss about it? What do you like about your hometown? 3, what would you recommend that a visitor do or see if they go to your hometown? And number 4, thinking back, has your hometown changed much since you were a child? Can you describe how it has changed? And the 5th question, do you think that the place where you grew up is important to you? All right, so those are our 5 questions. We're going to listen to 3 students answer the same 5 questions in an interview format, and we're going to explore the communication strategies that they use in order to connect to the listener and to respond to the questions. In this module, we're also going to look at some study skills that will help you to become a more fluent speaker. And we'll also, throughout the module, talk about the kind of positive mindset that will help you become more fluent. So we call this the Super Learner course because we study successful learners and we try to find out what it is that they do. And we believe that if you adopt these same strategies and study habits and mindsets, you also can become a super learner and make fast progress. So are you ready? Let's get started with our first interview. Where were you born? Where's your hometown?
Where's my hometown? I was born in Vietnam, in Ho Chi Minh City. You can call it Saigon now. So it's a pretty big city. It's one of the biggest. It's close to like 10 million people in there now. So I've been living in a city since I was a kid. So you can call me a city girl.
Do you like your hometown? Do you miss it? What do you like about it?
I do miss it actually a lot these days. I've been in the US for 5 years, so it's the missing feeling is growing. All my childhood memories there, I cannot separate my memories from the place. Ho Chi Minh City is a very crowded and busy. It's crazy busy 24/7. I like that it has a diverse cuisine. I love food. We have a lot of good Vietnamese food, international food. You can have it at any time of the day you want. 2 a.m. in the morning and you can still go out and there's a bunch of food you can try. So yeah, it's a complicated questions because there's so many things to talk about, but yeah.
What would you recommend that a visitor do or see when they're in your hometown?
The city, which was originally called Saigon, you can still call it now, but it was more popular back then, is known for its French colonial landmarks. Like you can visit the Notre Dame Cathedral in the middle of District 1. It's made partly, the materials partly from France in the 19th centuries. And also we have a central post office that carries the same arts, the French remnants as well. And when you're there, you should visit the museums. They call it the War Remnants Museum. It's a solemn place, really. It's one of the most moving sites in Ho Chi Minh City and is dedicated to educating visitors. Come in and want to learn about the Vietnam's war. Yeah. And like it or not, the war is defining experience for the whole country, and we changing. We growing really fast. After the war, it's like 30 years since the war now, and it's crazy. It's changed like rapidly.
So can you tell us more about that? How has your hometown changed since you were a child?
Gosh. Okay. Yes. My hometown, particularly where I live, there's a lot of improvements in terms of the environment. For example, near my hometown, there's a river, and it's used to cover in trash, and it smelled really bad. But nowadays, people, they started to notice it, and they stand up for it, and they say, hey, let's just clean this so our children can have a better environment to play around. We can do exercise. So they clean the river, and it's good now, and people can start it to exercise and then walking, and they take their children over there and do all kind of bonding activity. So it's like promoting for a healthier lifestyle for the resident living in that neighborhood.
Last question. Do you think that the place where you grew up is important?
I definitely think that the place where you grow up, it's very important to you because it might partially shape your future. For example, in my case, I live in a working class neighborhood. So I have water, I have clean water, I have electricity, I have school just around the corners, I have markets, post office, everywhere. It's within reach. And then when I was like in middle school or something, we usually have field trip to a poorer neighborhood because teachers want us to experience it, right? So when I go there, I see them, they don't have clean water. They don't have bed. They have to sleep on the ground. And they don't have electricity. So I certainly feel sad, and also at the same time feel grateful for what I have. So yeah, I'm feeling very grateful because I was born in that neighborhood with my family and in that area at that time.
So that was our first interview with Tan. How was that for you? What was interesting or what was meaningful about the interview? I'd like you to think about a couple of strategies that Tan uses during the interview. One is a nonverbal strategy, that is using positive body language. So you'll notice that she leans in towards the listener and she maintains eye contact during the interview. This is an important part, nonverbal communication, to connect with the listener. The second strategy I'd like you to notice when you listen to Tan's interview is that she uses evidence to support her statements. So for example, she will say, Ho Chi Minh City is a huge city, and then she gives some evidence. It has like 10 million people. So we give a statement and then we give some evidence to back it up. Or we give a statement and then we give a personal example to back it up. So that is our communication strategy we want to focus on as well. Give evidence to support your statements. Give facts to support your statements. Give details and examples to support your statements. All right, so now that you've listened to Tan one time, I'd like you to go back and listen again. This time, open the course workbook and fill in the gaps in Tan's interview and answer the questions about it. By answering these questions, you will go deeper into the interview and be able to explore the topic more in a more personal way. And I'd also like you now to try to record your own answers to these same 5 questions. You remember the 5 questions, right? Where were you born? Where's your hometown? What do you like about your hometown? What would you recommend that a visitor to your hometown see or do? How has your hometown changed since you were a child? And finally, do you think that the place where you grew up is important? So I would like you to answer these same 5 questions as if you are in an interview, and record your answers on a phone or a recording device so that you can play them back later and get some feedback from the community on your own answers. So once you do that, the workbook activities and your first recording, that's the end of today's episode. So congratulations, welcome to the course, and keep working hard. We'll see you in the next episode.